In this episode of the Funny Business Podcast, are you willing to spend $500 a month to find love? This app gives you that opportunity.
And on the flip side, we tell you if your favorite color is overrated or not. And we talk about the latest Gen Z trend, silent walking. Mike, hit the music. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. Hope you're doing well. We're back for yet another fantastic episode. Mike, how are you? How are things?
Things are just peachy, man. And I don't think peaches are in season at the time of this recording, but, you know, we're sweet as an apple or tart as an apple, depending on how you view us as two podcasts co-hosts. But we're vibing. We're vibing. It's Matt. I know you're orange, very orange today.
It's more of like a salmon,
a coral.
A coral. Speaking of peach, I just made my overnight oats peach flavor for tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah. Followed through a week later.
Yep,
you'll love to see
going
it.
Good so far.
Do you ever run? Speaking of this orange or coral or pink or salmon. How do you feel about that? Because I know some people are like, no, it's pink. But then some people are like, no, it's salmon.
I think they're each their own different color. This is very, very ironic that we're talking about this early on. I think they're just their own color. There's pink, and then there's coral, and then there's salmon, and then there's orange. I think it's people just have trouble distinguishing between them all.
Variety's the spice of life.
It sure is.
Well, Matt, let's jump into today, shall we? Today's fun episode. I have two small ones today.
Oh, okay.
Getting close to almost back to the OG segment where we provided three.
Just like OG Fortnite.
It's like OG Fortnite. It's all over again. We use Tinder. No, we don't.
I did.
We did.
We did. Not
we
well.
Did.
But
not
we
well.
Used it.
Jenna, I remember a couple weeks ago, Jenna was like, were you ever on Tinder? And I said, yeah. No luck, though. But hey, for everybody out there who was lucky to find their soulmate, which I've heard many stories. I've heard many stories of people finding each other on the apps.
Yep.
Good for you. We talked about Tinder Plus.
Scam.
Tinder decided to bump it up a notch.
Oh, no.
So this is a new exclusive subscription service called Tinder Select for its most active users. It was initially launched in 2017 as an invite-only tier for, quote, hotties and celebrities. So, well, I don't know why we didn't get the invite, Matt.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit, but moving on.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's offered to less than 1% of Tinder users, making it a highly exclusive feature. The services offer features like, quote, VIP search, matching, and conversation to provide a more efficient dating experience.
Isn't that Tinder Plus?
So instead of us swiping through left or right, you can actually search people on Tinder with this premium subscription.
So it's Instagram.
Basically.
And then you can just DM them.
And I think there's also a feature too, which is probably above the Tinder Plus, is that you could see who has swiped right on you.
I think you could do that in Tinder Plus.
You can. That's what I'm saying. Like along with Tinder Plus, you can also do it on Tinder Select. Matt, what do you think this price comes at for Tinder Select?
This can't be good.
Oh, it is not.
I don't remember how much Tinder Plus was. Tinder Select, I want to say, oh man, like $30 a month. Oh no. What? No, 50?
Higher.
No. Who is this desperate? 75.
Matt, the subscription service comes with a price tag of $500 per month.
Excuse me?
Matt, what? If you purchased it the full year, $6,000 per year.
That can't be real.
It is 100% real. Fact checked.
Holy crap. That is sad if you even consider paying $500 a month or $6,000 a year for Tinder Select.
Do you want to know why they're doing this?
Why?
They say, so Match Group, which is Tinder's parent company, expects Tinder Select to increase revenue, potentially compensating for a recent decrease in subscribers to their dating apps.
That's So what's one way to bring people back to the app? Charge them $500 a month for it. There we go. That's the American dream.
Genius. Absolutely genius. I heard this, and not that I use Tinder Plus, or even use Tinder at all or any of the dating apps, because I am happily intertwined with somebody. But I was trying to find a weird thing to say. But I don't know about this. Like, for the average folk who is on the Tinder, it's either after a recent breakup or the people in their area aren't their type. But $500 per month, like, you might as well just like go on, I don't know, like eHarmony,
Match.com,
or Match.com. If you're that, I hate saying desperate, because again, I've seen success stories, and we've been at that point in our lives where we've tried the apps. But I think both Matt and I have come to an agreement. Usually what happens is those who aren't successful, as soon as the apps are deleted, the person that is intended for you comes into your life.
Yeah. Also, if you're looking for love, like love on Tinder, maybe not the best place. I mean, obviously it's happened, but a lot of the stereotypes on Tinder is it's for hookups and sex. No one should pay $500 just because they want to find a person on Tinder to have sex with them or just to be in a relationship with them. That's a little creepy.
$500 is $500.
Is that legal?
What, paying for sex?
Yes.
Where do you think hookers come from?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's almost the point. And like, if you pay $500 for Tinder Select, you're definitely probably have someone in mind. Probably. You're not just going to pay $500 if you're like, oh, I don't have anyone to search for. I don't have anyone I want to look for. So then it's like, oh, I found you on Tinder Select. I paid $500 a month. That's kind of crossing the line of like borderline creepy, in my opinion. No?
I think if it comes to that point, and Matt, you bring up a great point of the matter of fact of like, if you are using this service, you are intentionally trying to find somebody who is on Tinder. Why not save that $500 and cold DM them, like do like a cold call, like reach out to them via DM, or in other cases, I'm no relationship expert. I've just been in a very foundational, secure relationship, but you probably know this person before you even go for that. And I think knowing that you searched for it and then you also paid for the amount for it, like that, like you said, it gets weird from that.
Yeah, I think it makes the person you message like I would be a little uncomfortable if that happened to me. Like, a person paid a lot of money just to find me, and that's a lot of pressure, and it's the weird scenario to kind of be in. And also, like you said, like there's eHarmony, there's Match. Like, if you're really looking for love, that formula is a little better and suited, supposedly, than Tinder, at a lot cheaper of a price. Like $500 a month is a lot of money.
And you got things like farmersonly.com, Christian Mingle, like you have those very niche groups that allow you to do that, but you'd be saving more money by actually finding that than spending $500 a month where a app has a preconceived notion that it's just for hookups.
Love is also kind of one of the things that, like, when it happens naturally, it's like better. I mean, obviously, if you want to use an app or pay for an app, if that's what you feel is best for you, go for it. But you said it best. How many people and us and others have we heard of that they delete the apps and then next thing you know, they're in a really, really healthy relationship? I can't imagine how many people are going to spend $500 a month for this. Probably more than they should. Generation's weird, but damn, that's just wild. Think about what you could spend with that $500 a month. You get a new car. You could buy the new iPhone. Rent.
Give me rent.
Yeah. You could. Oh man, there's so many things you could do.
You know what you could do? You could go for brunch for bottomless mimosas.
Could do that.
Which segues into my next story.
Okay.
Matt, you had a mimosa tower this past weekend.
Nope.
Oh no.
We did not. So we were researching the restaurant literally like 2 hours beforehand, and I was I'm just curious. Well, April made the reservations. I was like, I'm curious, like, will they give a mimosa tower to two people? I was like, how big is this tower? She's like, I don't know. Let's look it up. It was 88 ounces of liquid, 2 full bottles of champagne, and $75.
Wow.
It serves 10 to 13 people.
Oh,
so
man.
we were like, all right, maybe this isn't the best idea. And then the kicker of it is we ended up not going to that restaurant anyway, just with allergy reasons.
Yep.
And there's really nothing for April. So then we went to a different restaurant for brunch that we got a reservation an hour before we went. And our bill for brunch was less than what would have cost for the Mimosa Tower.
Nice.
So, but we did get a mimosa at brunch.
Hey,
Single mimosa.
cheers to you.
Yes.
One mimosa.
A singular mimosa, please.
Matt, you've heard many times people go for bottomless mimosas.
It is a goal of mine.
It is a goal of yours.
Mimosas, yes.
Huh, we'll put that on the bachelor list. The bachelor party list. Well, Matt, let's not go to San Francisco, shall we? So, San Francisco restaurants are actually reportedly reminding, quote, mimosa lovers to, quote, drink responsibly at brunch or pay the price. So, Kitchen Story, which is a restaurant out in the San Fran, is aimed at encouraging responsible drinking during their bottomless brunch events where patrons often consume unlimited mimosas. By, I'm sure, experience, there has been an occurrence where people have not kept it down and have resulted in a very big mess to clean up or just embarrassment. Matt, they are actually charging people a $50 cleaning fee for if they upchuck in public areas and this is obviously to attempt to mitigate the disruptions caused by excessive drinking during brunch hours.
I think that's very shitty on the restaurant's part. One, you're advertising bottomless mimosas. If you tell people they can drink for a certain price and have as much alcohol as they want, you're gonna have people that can't keep it down. However, if you don't want to clean up the mess, don't serve it. If you don't want people to get plastered off bottomless mimosas, don't offer bottomless mimosas. I think that comes with the advertisement. That comes with the campaign of bottomless mimosas.
I think they need to be a little bit more flexible too, because if somebody vomits in public, it could be for many reasons.
It could be. They could have stomach issues and the food made them throw up.
The bottomless brunch itself probably gained popularity over the last decade.
I would say it's blown up in the past like 5 years.
I don't think it was 10 years.
Correct. But I'm saying like 10 years ago we were about to start college.
Yes.
I don't think bottomless brunch was like that huge of a thing then. I think it really right when we started to graduate. I mean, honestly, we only went to brunch like maybe twice in college.
Yeah, I don't think we were really breakfast eaters during college.
No, not really. No. But I mean, this is also bottomless brunch is just fun. People want to have fun. They want to drink some mimosas. Let them have some fun. It's a Sunday morning. You're making good business. You're getting good money. Let the people get a little tipsy before football. Let the people enjoy the mimosas. This is America. We don't have a lot of great things going for us anymore. But you know what? We got bottomless mimosas. You can't take that away from us.
I don't want to be this person, but I feel like if you're looking to put some sort of limitation on a quote bottomless mimosa, limit the amount of drinks you give to a person. Like, yeah, it's not called bottomless mimosas, but like you could have like mimosa palooza, or you could have, a mimosa mimosas, or this is what happens. Marketing ideas get put to the wall and then they are erased later. That sounded awful. But kind of give them a limit. And I think that there is actually a brewery that I'm well aware of that if you are in the tasting room, you're only limited to 2 drinks.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
I mean, stuff like that's fine. If you want to put a lid on it, that's great. But if you're going to advertise, you can have as much as you want. I think that's very shitty charging a cleaning fee because then you clearly can't handle people drinking as much as they want. They can do this and just not tell us and no one will know. Put less alcohol in the mimosas. Just don't put as much champagne in so they don't get hammered.
And I hate to be that person, but who really gets drunk off of champagne? And that is probably why. Go ahead.
I think you can get drunk easily off champagne.
I guess I haven't drunk enough champagne to.
Yeah, champagne you can get wasted off champagne.
Wasted?
Big time. I don't think I have. Maybe off prosecco, which is kind of like champagne. Yeah, if they put less alcohol in the mimosas, even if like every hour you decrease the amount of champagne in the mimosas by like 25%, they're not going to know. Come mimosa 3, it's just going to taste the same, but they won't get as affected by it.
I'm a firm believer there's a restaurant that we appreciated back in college when it came to a specific frozen drink. Wink, wink.
Nope.
It
Frozen
had
drink.
a strawberry, watermelon, blueberry, salt or sugar. God damn it, Matt. It's a margarita.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I think that restaurant in particular, I think did not put enough tequila in their margaritas.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I think I only had like 2 or 3 margaritas from there in my life.
Like separate occasions, like you've had one each time you've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like overall, I probably only had 3 total margaritas from that restaurant.
Let me tell you, we found this new Mexican restaurant that we absolutely love that's close to our place.
Nice.
And they give you a mason jar of a margarita.
Mm.
That thing is filled with tequila. You smell the tequila as soon as you put it to your, or not even put it to your lips, as soon as you put it underneath your nose, you smell the tequila. And that was the first time I only had half a tequila because obviously I had to drive home, drink responsibly, everybody. I just knew. I was like, I cannot drink more of this because if I do, then we have to call an Uber. And I don't want to do that.
God, I love tequila. I actually, a couple weekends ago, had like 3 tequila shots like in one night.
Cool.
One, I have not done like a tequila shot since like college. I was like, oh, this is not going to go well. I took them like a champ. I love tequila. So
What occasion was this?
just at the bar.
Oh.
I didn't pay for a single one of them.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, sure. Tequila shot? Absolutely. Sure. Please sign me up.
What friends do I need to hang out with more often here?
Oh, we'll the next get together.
I think as a restaurant, you have the responsibility to make it a safe and quote clean environment. Mm-hmm. But I think when you serve alcohol, you have that expectation that some people are going to get a little messy. But I think as a responsible adult, you also have that part into not doing that. But in reality, I know this is going to sound dumb, but like if you can handle your alcohol and be able to, like, if you aren't feeling good, like go to the bathroom or go someplace else that's away from the public of this bottomless mimosa brunch. Mm-hmm. I think that gives a little bit of leeway, but the fact of we're just going to charge $50 for a cleaning fee, regardless if you throw up or not. Like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm also a fan of, I don't want to say responsible drinking, but I am a fan of just making sure that everybody's having a good time responsibly, but also in the amount that they wish to drink. So,
yeah, I think at the end of the day, if you're a restaurant and you don't want people drinking that much mimosas, don't let them drink that much mimosas. I mean, listen, there's a reason that sporting events cut off alcohol sales at a certain time. It's because they don't want them drinking that much. Now, people still get plastered at sporting events, but make a rule. Like, don't offer it. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Okay, thumbs up.
Okay, thumbs up.
A little Tinder plus, and then if you get that date, go to a bottomless mimosa, but don't throw up in San Francisco. That'll be $50.
That probably equates to like 10% of all Tinder dates is Sunday brunch and throwing up. Probably. We wanted to share something that has become essential to those days after a long, exhausting night. Liquid IV's Hydration Multiplier.
It's amazing how huge a difference it makes. Liquid IV helps us feel more energized and refreshed throughout the day. With one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and a 2 times faster hydration formula than plain water.
We both love the flavors. Yuzu pineapple and passion fruit are our top picks. They make staying hydrated a truly enjoyable experience.
What's even better is that Liquid IV is committed to giving back to communities in need worldwide by providing clean and abundant water. They've already donated over 39 servings in 50 plus countries around the world.
And we have a special treat if you want to try Liquid IV. Head over to liquidiv.com and use the code FUNNYBUSINESS at checkout to get a 20% discount on your entire purchase.
So shop better hydration today with promo code FUNNYBUSINESS. All one word, FUNNYBUSINESS at liquidiv.com at checkout.
Remember to stay hydrated and healthy and give Liquid IV a try. It's worth it. All right, we're moving on. We are going to start with some Check the Ratings. So, Mike, earlier in the show, to start, you asked me about pink salmon. We were going to check the ratings on colors today.
Lovely.
Yes. So this can really go in any direction we want to take it. So the first color is red. And let me say, when
Yeah.
I say red, I mean like traditional red. All these colors are going to be the traditional of that color.
I'm going to say properly rated, simply because it has a close place to my heart. Obviously, from high school, and now at the workplace that I'm at, and typically red is a nice fire truck. Red is a nice color, especially for like emergencies or like showing people that like, hey, pay attention.
Yeah, I'm going to say properly rated myself. You brought up the emergency stuff. That's helpful. It's definitely a popping color. Like you see the color red, it catches your attention.
Yes.
However, it's also bad in some ways, as red cars are statistically the most colored car to get pulled over by the police.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That is a fact. That is funny business science. I'm personally not a huge color or a fan of the color red. It's not my favorite. However, I'm not going to be biased and say overrated. Also, it's a great color for like a sports team. Those red jerseys, good accent, like stripe, always beautiful. Next up, we have the color yellow.
Overrated.
I agree. Why?
I think simply because red does the job for pointing out certain information or things. I think with yellow, it's funny as I look to my left, I have a yellow folder. Today's podcast is brought to you by the color yellow. It's not good for the again, funny business science. Not good for the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're going with a pure yellow like this. Wow, good thing I have an example. If you're going with a pure yellow like this, I don't like it. Like if I put it on my shirt, like that's not it. I don't know. I'm not a fan of a yellow like this.
Honestly, even looking at that folder is hurting my eyes. Like, yeah. Oh, God. The glare off things that are yellow is disgusting. Like yellow folders, yellow cars. You can't even look at the sun.
No. You shouldn't anyway.
Well, you shouldn't.
Brightness.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You can't look right at the sun because it's so bright. You can't even appreciate that the sun is yellow, even though close-ups, the sun's kind of like orange. It's just gross. I don't think many people look good in yellow. It's very hard to pull off the color yellow. Can't really wear it in the winter time. It's just not fun. Like yellow crayons, you can't really see too well.
Highlighters too are a pain in the ass.
Highlighters suck. It's got SpongeBob, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's just not. It's a gross color, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the color gray.
Underrated.
I'm going to say overrated. Clothing gray is cool. Like wearing the color gray is good. Everything else just sucks. Like gray clouds, bad. Gray food, bad. Gray hair, bad. I associate the color gray to like death.
Not black.
No, the color gray.
I think gray is a nice color for those who want to wear black, but don't want to have the absolute of black. Gray reminds me of titanium, reminds me of tech. I think it gives that futuristic look for gray. For chrome has some gray in it. Anybody who, again, wants to try to wear black, like gray suit, man, you look fly for a gray suit if you wear one.
Yeah, like I said, clothing, the color gray is great. Suits, phenomenal. Everything else, though, is just, yeah. The color next is white.
Oh, I'm wearing a white long sleeve. Underrated.
I'm gonna say properly rated. Like it's fine. There's nothing good or bad. Hard to wear white because it gets stained. Can't wear white after Labor Day. But like a white suit is kind of fresh.
Oh, that's dangerous.
It is dangerous. White clothing in general is dangerous. I don't know. It just doesn't. I think it's fine. I think it's properly used, properly rated. Probably the most commonly printed color.
I'm about to throw some knowledge on you.
Give it to me.
I'm going to explain this as I'm explaining something to a 5-year-old because people on the internet can't understand. White is the only color a camera can recognize.
Is that why you white balance everything?
Correct. There you go, man.
All up in here.
Yep. Even though you didn't take a lick of damn comm class in college.
Nope. Sure didn't.
Yeah, like when you have even photography, like when you are white balance, like you can white balance a photo. I always love when somebody has a white shirt on because it is exposed to the area in which you take the photo at or the video. If there's a white background, if In most cases, people will hold up a white piece of paper before they start shooting, so that way they can white balance it appropriately. But yeah, white balancing. I don't think people realize that like the color white is super useful when it comes to photography and videography.
It sure is. Next up, we have the color blue. I'm gonna say rated. It's my favorite color, and I just love the color blue. I think it's kind of cool. Nice for clothes. Good pop of color on accents. Yeah, it's just a good color.
I'm going to say properly rated. If y'all couldn't tell, we both, Matt and I, have blue chairs. I actually might be considering changing this out because it's been giving me so much trouble. No, certainly. I mean, this is a nice blue with an accent of black. It's blue tends to have good, I don't want to say positive feelings, but good intentions. Yeah, because blue has feelings. Blue has good reception to a human as far as either calming or, confident or anything like that. Yeah, that's funny business science right there.
It sure is. Can't argue with that. Next up, we have the color green.
Rated.
I'm gonna say underrated.
Gumby, being nice. Yep. Green and Gumby. Green is the grass. Green grass. I think wearing green is tough.
Yes, it is. I'll agree with that.
Wearing green is tough. I do have a nice pair of green pants that I like wearing. I know we're kind of associating a lot, which is wearing the color. It gives a sense of like growth. It gives a sense of environment. The trees, the grass, some of the leaves, some of the creatures, environmental feels to that.
Yeah, I think green's just kind of like healthier vegetables. I also think it's just a cool accent color. I think it makes people don't use it as much. But I've always liked the color green. Baseball fields, football fields, soccer fields. Yeah, I think it's very, very underrated. Except the Eagles. Next up, pink.
I will go rated.
I'm gonna say underrated.
Okay, pink has a significant, meaning to breast cancer awareness. I think when we like to associate colors with something, I think having that true idea of supporting somebody and wearing pink or Mean Girls or anything like that, it's nice having a good association. I think pink has a properly rated association with something that's meaningful. And I mean the breast cancer awareness, not Mean Girls.
I think pink is, I'm just going to say underrated. I think it goes with like almost every color, which is why. Like pink and white, pink and black, good. Pink and gray, good. Pink and blue, cotton candy, pretty cool. Pink and orange, pink and yellow, pink and red, Valentine's Day stuff. It's probably one of the few colors that I think really can go with any other color. I also think it gets a lot of hate, whether it's like guys don't like wearing pink, but now I think that stigma's kind of going away. I think a lot of guys wear pink. I like wearing pink. Yeah, I just think it's a very universal color. Next up, the color purple.
I will say rated, but simply because that is Jenna's favorite color. That also represents, I don't know why, Grimace. I don't know why that made me think of Grimace.
Oh, God.
Jenna's favorite color, Grimace. Royalty. That's always a color associated with royalty is purple. I think it brings Barney. I think, just like thinking of all these things that are like super associated. Barney. There's another unfortunately, there's a lot of colors that are associated with cancer. Alzheimer's, I think, is purple.
I'll say underrated. Coincidentally, it is also April's favorite color. Purple lightsabers, the best. Still trying to get my lightsaber to work, but that's regardless. Very good accent color. I think that. I also think it pops pretty cool on like cars or like things that aren't usually purple. When you see them purple, I think they're pretty cool. The color brown.
It's poopy. Rated, because I think everybody has that association that like brown is such a hard color to kind of like. It's poop. It's the brown leaves, dirt.
Yep. I'm gonna say overrated just because I hate it. I hate it. I don't think anything that is brown, like leaves, like clothing. I hate wearing the color brown. It's just not my cup of tea. So many better like colors you can choose for different things. Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of the color brown. This one's a little oddball in here. Navy.
Underrated.
Okay, I'm gonna say rated.
I think it always is a stepchild of blue, like the true color blue. I think many times I will pick a navy over any other color. Like, I think navy's more my color than it is actually like blue, like straight up blue. I think navy's more of my color. But yeah, navy suit, love it.
We got the Yankees, got Penn State. Navy suits are great, but I think I said rated just because, like, you're right, it is kind of like second to like regular blue, and I think that's where it belongs. Two more. We have the color orange.
I'm gonna say rated. I think when I think of orange, I genuinely think of hunting. You know, kind of reminds me of home a little bit more because I live up in the sticks. You know, I think orange again. We talked about leaves last week. Like, a really nice color is an orange leaf. Orange, like the fruit orange, always good. A good flavor. I'm just trying to think of other orange things.
Basketball,
yeah.
Yep, it's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a fine color. I don't love orange flavored candies, and I don't know why. Because like oranges are tasty, and I love like orange crushes and mimosas. But like orange flavored candy, like it's always my least favorite. And like Skittles or Mike and Ike's, Sour Patch Kids, it's just not the same. I don't know if there's like a science behind that. So I'm gonna say rated, just because like clothing and stuff looks good.
Give me those orange starbursts.
Yeah, those are easily the third best starburst. And finally, we have the color black.
I will say properly rated.
I'm gonna say underrated.
Okay.
I think, and the reason I'm going to say underrated is, yes, it is used so often, but I don't think it's appreciated as much. Like, everybody has to have, like, guys, you have a black suit, but a black suit looks damn good. Every guy has like one or two black t-shirts that is just like their go-to t-shirt. That's just comfortable, looks good. You look slimming in black. I think it's used a lot, but I don't think it's appreciated enough.
I have a lot of the color black in my life.
Black socks can go with almost everything.
I have a black desk mat, a black boom mic. A lot of my equipment is black. My phone is a black case with a with a navy color of the iPhone.
Oh, you got Blavy.
Yeah, Blavy.
Blavy.
That's a new word.
Black and navy.
So I don't know. I genuinely like the color. I don't think it is underrated in this sense, but I also don't think it's overrated. So
it's just one of those things that like everything kind of looks good when it's black. That's all we got. Moving on to the final segment we have for today. Let's talk about our feelings, a little down in the dumps. And Mike, I will let you go first.
Yeah. Well, I only have one today because
okay.
Really I've been vibing lately.
That's good. It's good to hear.
A little disappointing this past weekend when we went to a cidery. I believe that is my first time at a cidery.
I've never been to one myself.
Yeah, it's like a brewery, you know. It's like not like it's my first rodeo, you know. We were going with friends. Jen's coworker and her boyfriend. We kind of went on a double date. We were supposed to be a triple date, didn't work out, but regardless. So when it came to the bill, the lady combined it for all four of us. And I thought to myself, all right, time to pull out the Venmo. We were like, okay, how do we split it? Do we want to send the money? I'm like, I got it, because Matt knows I have a Venmo debit card.
Yep. I also have one, never used it.
The only time I've ever lost a card that has a transactional attachment or a feature to it that I lost was a Venmo debit card. And that was during Halloween. I was like, I'll do it. So got the Venmo card out, gave it to the waitress. Waitress tried scanning it, came back, didn't work. I realized that now that Venmo stopped doing the instant transfer. So you need to have money in your account first before you make the transaction.
So they
want you, right. Like, when am I going to say to myself, oh yeah, so like, let's predict here. So with Venmo was made for not last minute transactions, but a way of convenience for situations like that. The waitress combines the bill, you know, you needed to borrow money, things like that. Like, I think the transaction is still good. So like, if I needed to Venmo you $10, Matt, like I could still Venmo you $10. But as far as like a transaction, that stopped.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. So I think just having that like is a little disappointing, because again, like I said, like that was probably one of the best features that Venmo had, was the Venmo debit card, which resulted in situations like that where you could just do a split. It also, I know everybody who's done this who has Venmo, like you could add the tip to it. Like all these things. Like it just made it much more easier in scenarios like that.
Yeah, what's the point of having a Venmo card now if you can't use it?
I know a lot of people that actually have a very large balance on their Venmo account.
I don't trust people that have that. I would forget about it personally. I'd be like, I don't know how much money I have in my Venmo account. You kidding me? Couldn't tell you. Now, okay, hold on.
I'm here.
Now my gears are kicking.
Oh,
Maybe use a little girl math here.
okay.
So if you have $100 in your Venmo account
Sure.
and you pay for a $60 pair of shoes with that Venmo account, it's basically free because it didn't leave your debit account.
Yeah, okay.
All right, yeah, okay. You know what? I'm back in. Okay, I agree with people that have money in the Venmo account.
But I know people who have absurdly large amounts. And I think for that purpose, like they're like, oh yeah, like it's free money. No, it's not, but okay.
Well, on girl math it is. We should actually, that'd be a funny thing is like have someone on and try to explain like different types of girl math to us. Because like the TikToks I have seen are just, some of them are ridiculous. It's getting out of hand.
I just saw one about corporate math. So the lady was saying corporate math is a business sends out an announcement that they've made record revenue, like record high sales and revenue, yet they aren't able to give you a raise.
Yes. Yes.
That's corporate math.
That is corporate math. Correct.
So, but yeah, the Venmo, it's a little disappointing, but there's probably something that has to deal with money that for the bank accounts and PayPal and all that stuff. But I will let those people with a higher salary than I and a lot more decisions on Venmo make those decisions. So
I actually started using Zelle once in a while. Pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I have 3. So the first one I talked about last week, my toilet issues and the water bill that we got. So we did get the toilet fixed. It is not running. Problem is solved. However, one part of the problem that I didn't think was going to come until yesterday. Mike, what comes along with a water bill?
Paying for the water bill?
No, the sewer bill.
Oh.
Yeah. That also was much, much higher than the last time. So the issue is fixed now. I just completely forgot that the sewer bill was also going to be higher. Not ideal.
Okay.
Not ideal.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. We're getting through it. Second one. So I do love my new job. Love my new job. However, one bad part about my new job is that I don't get free playoff baseball tickets anymore. Because the Phillies games have been absolutely electric. And I was like, oh, maybe like I'll take April to their game because obviously everyone, I've told the story. She flew up last year for the World Series game, got rained out. She had to go home. So ticket price was just way too crazy. And yeah, it just looks absolutely electric. It's just kind of surreal that like last year I was at the World Series multiple times and was on TV at the World Series. That kind of sucks.
Are you sure you're still a Yankees fan?
Yes, still a Yankees fan, but there's nothing more exciting than live playoff sports. Because as much as Phillies playoff in the World Series was great, the environment at Yankee Stadium at the playoff game that I went to was better. Just hands down, it was better. The Yankees just haven't had that much success in the playoffs recently, so people forget that. There's no better place in the playoffs than the Bronx. This is not.
Okay.
But however, when you get free playoff tickets to the World Series, yeah, that's pretty sick. I'll go to any World Series game for free.
Well, man, if your sewer bill wasn't that high, you'd probably be able to afford it.
Yes, that is correct. Yes, we absolutely. If my toilet was not running, I probably would have been able to buy Phillies tickets. That is correct. Yes. And finally, this isn't like a personal down in the dumps, but this is a down in the dumps for America and the future of America.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new TikTok trend going around.
Okay.
The TikTok trend itself is not harmful. However, the fact that this is a TikTok trend is very concerning for our country.
You young whippersnappers.
Mike, what do you possibly think is the latest TikTok trend?
I've been seeing more like photo dumps. This is actually like a trend.
This is a trend. Gen Z trend.
I give up.
It's called silent walking.
Silent walking.
So this was from the New York Times or New York Post. New York Post. If there's one thing Gen Z knows how to do, it's setting trends. There was a TikToker who was challenged by her boyfriend to go on a walk with no cell phone, no AirPods, nothing. No, you just go for a walk with yourself. So now the latest TikTok trend is called silent walking, and it's just people putting their phones down and going outside for a walk. So the article says they call it silent walking, going for a walk without their phones or without listening to music, podcasts, or any sort of technological distraction. This is some of these quotes is where it gets concerning for me already.
Okay.
She said, quote, "It'll change your life." She also said, I gotta find this because this is quote, "And at first I was like, no, my anxiety could never," which is probably what you're thinking. But something within me was like, let me just try it. She went on to say that the first 2 minutes of her walk were, quote, mayhem until she hit a flow state when suddenly you can hear yourself. If we're getting to a point in our society where going for a walk is a trend, it's very concerning.
Wow.
Like they want to be like, hey guys. Also, it's very funny. It's a TikTok trend to go on a walk without your phone.
How do I want to break this down? we are. Okay. Here is how I unpack that as you were saying that. So when you said it's now like it's so weird that somebody's just going for a walk without technology, to me that sounded like old man yells at sky, yells, yes. Why is the sky blue?
Yes, correct.
So I was like, okay, Matt, like I had a silent drive today. Like I didn't put on a podcast. I didn't put on music. Like I just drove. I drove to work, was totally fine. So I was like, okay, like how am I breaking that down? We live in a society right now where there's a lot of noise that is happening. Mm-hmm. I actually did a horrible senior seminar or capstone presentation on information overload. There's just so much information that people are receiving right now that people aren't able to comprehend it, let alone manage it because there is so much. We, with these Gen Zers, if we want to call it, and this is where I'm playing on the fence of yelling at the younger generation or actually supporting that generation. When I was their age, when we were their age in the middle school, high school level, we didn't have the social media that existed like TikTok, like Facebook. I remember my boss was talking to me that she was one of the first people that got Facebook because she was in a college or university that allowed them to log in because, fun fact, the first group of people that were allowed to access Facebook were ones who had university email addresses. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Zuck. But I think just hearing how this is broken down about the first 2 minutes of it being mayhem, clearly just there is different expectations that are going on with each generation. Like our generation is actually trying to unwind a little bit more because we were natively brought into this technology mess or this noise mess. So we were the natives. I've said this before: natives, immigrants, and refugees. The immigrants are people who are obviously much older than us, the boomers and those people. Those people. They are obviously trying to be more acclimated because it is becoming part of their day-to-day lives. And then there's Gen Z who is thrown into the world like that. And to hear that, like, oh, like the first 2 minutes are mayhem. Clearly, and this, again, I'm trying to be very careful with my words here because I don't want us to be at man points at sky, yells, why is the sky blue?
I'll be that for us. Don't worry.
Right. But like you broke it down more and it made sense as to why you were upset over it. Like the fact that people are saying like, this is insane that I'm not having any technology in front of me. For someone who advocates for technology, for someone who works with technology every day, for someone who's in a field that is in the technology field for social media, I'm more than happy to take a digital break.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to walk outside or not be near my phone. This generation, this is the words. This generation is so connected, which is amazing. But at the same time, it's kind of like man discovers fire.
Yes.
Like they are discovering that they can actually step away from their phone for the first time.
Yeah, it's sad. I'll be the old man that yells at cloud.
Only for a millisecond you were.
Yes.
I will admit, only for a millisecond. But then once you started breaking down about this lady being like, oh my goodness, like the first 2 minutes were mayhem because I didn't have technology with me. And it's like 2 minutes.
Well, and my thing is like everybody always talks about you need a break from your phones. You need a break from this. So it's just so funny that it's now a trend to go for a walk. That's really what we're talking about. Going outside for a walk. Oh, I just did a silent walk. But also, you're then telling people on social media that you did something off social media. So you're encouraging people to follow you or to like your video of something that you didn't use your phone for. It hurts my head. Jeez.
So Matt, if people are going on silent walks and calling it a trend, what should we start as a trend?
Drinking water before you go to bed. That's my trend. Right here. Drinking water.
There we go, baby.
Yep. Oh, man. Well, how about not hitting snooze on your alarm?
Oh,
Yep.
waking up only one alarm.
Wait, yes. One alarm. Yep. There we go. Oh, man. What else can we do?
So much room for activities.
Flossing. Flossing after you eat dinner.
That's good. That's a good enough list. We don't want to.
Yes.
We don't want to share too much.
Correct. Yes. We gotta keep those ideas in for later. Yeah. So hopefully you can enjoy a silent walk in the near future.
I'm reading a New York Times article too. It's like this individual first 2 minutes as mental mayhem that eventually gave way to the flow state. Her brain fog lifted. Ideas started popping into her head because she was giving them space to enter.
I think just the way that paragraph is written just makes me angrier. Like mayhem, flow state.
I'm sorry you're finding yourself first.
Oh God. Do you think people are just now like, and this is maybe above funny business science, but like, and I know not everybody has an internal model or dialogue. Do you think like technology is like, is there any way that like takes away your internal dialogue?
I think it influences it.
It's wild about the fact that not everybody has an internal model.
I think people do, but subconsciously they don't recognize it.
Yeah.
And I think the technology influences them. That they talk about it all the time as far as like social media affecting people because of what they're seeing on social media. That's something I don't want to say I don't want to get into, but that's just too heavy of a topic to discuss. I think it influences them. But I think, again, Gen Z is being thrown into a society where we were introduced to it, and then our parents were just brought into it. And then there's people like our elders, or our young at heart, as I love to call them. They're just like, I'm on this earth for maybe 5, 10, 15 more years. Do I really need to learn this? No, I'll just have my grandson or granddaughter do it. So I think that again, I think that's them discovering it. Like, is this the generation that is going to create trends that aren't necessarily a trend?
Yeah, I think we've just seen that in general, just trends that are like aren't trends. So like, well, that's just the normal thing that everybody does.
If you really break it down, a trend is simply just somebody stating, this is something we should all do.
They're trendsetters.
All right, well, thank you for not taking a silent drive and listening to our episode of the Funny Business Podcast. If you're driving, walking, going to the gym, making some din. I hope that thing is delicious, whatever you're making. You can find more of our information at solo.to/funnybusiness. Mr. Matthew, what's your advice for the good people of the funny business world?
Don't just wash your laundry, fold your laundry at the same time on the same day.
Fold it.
Yes, it's easy to say, oh, I can fold that tomorrow. Tomorrow comes. Oh, I'll fold that when I go home from work. Oh, I'll fold it after dinner. I'll fold it after I watch some TV. Just fold your laundry right away. Get it done with. Get it over with. Move on.
Like those collars pop and those wrinkles go away. Or just use wrinkle release.
Got to.
I do. That concludes another podcast. And until the next time, see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.